All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge's case number JVB1055, Scott case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Mrs. Scott, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, Your Honor, I am just really tired of my husband not doing things that he should be doing, such as spending quality time.
Interview 1. Welcome to Truth Court, where emotional breakdowns collide with legal smackdowns. And today, things get messy. Mrs. Scott has reached her limit. She's fed up with her retired military husband, Mr. Scott, not taking her out or spending time with their 17-year-old daughter. And now, she's so over it that she's asking for a divorce and wants to hit him with child support. But here's the twist. This man has been the backbone of the family for years. He just wrapped up 50 years of service and
Time with me and our 17-year-old daughter.
Okay.
He's just not coming up to par, and frankly, I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of it.
All right. So you all have a 17-year-old daughter.
Yes.
And you're tired of him not spending quality time with you and your daughter.
That's right.
I can totally understand that. Now, what does that have to do with me?
Well, I want a divorce.
You want a divorce because of that? You want to put him on child support because of
retired, only to find himself being dragged into court because she's bored. Judge Vonda B. doesn't pull any punches. She slices through the emotional fog with sharp logic and tough questions. But is Mrs. Scott really just being petty, or is there something deeper going on beneath the surface? Stick around, because what begins as a simple breakup spirals into a full-blown courtroom reality check. And trust me, you won't believe how it ends.
He is the provider of our home, and absolutely, I want child support.
He's the provider of your home and you just want to get rid of him like that?
I just feel
Because
like,
you're being petty and in your feelings?
well, I feel like we've just grown apart, and I'm just tired of him not making me happy. He doesn't take me out. We don't do fun things anymore. And frankly, I'm bored.
Oh, okay. Mr. Scott, why are you boring this woman to death over here?
And there it is. The moment Judge Vonda B. begins to question the very foundation of this case. If Mr. Scott has been the financial provider, is stable, has no criminal record, and clearly isn't a deadbeat, then what exactly are they doing in court? Mrs. Scott isn't accusing him of neglect, abuse.
I'm not real sure why I'm here.
Honestly, I'm not sure why you're here either. It sounds like she's just in her feelings right now because you're not spending time with her and your 17-year-old daughter. And you know, that's not what court is for. We don't just place people on child support because we're in our feelings.
I recently retired. I'm tired. I worked 50 years and
Or abandonment. Her issue is that he's boring. But let's take a moment to consider. Can emotional boredom truly be a legal reason to seek child support? Is a lack of romance enough to drag someone into family court? Sound off in the comments. Should being emotionally checked out be grounds for legal consequences?
from the military.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
This man is tired. That's why he probably doesn't want to spend quality time all the time. Can you give him a break?
Well,
And sir, can you spend some more time with your 17-year-old daughter?
When she's home, I'm more than willing to do that, but she's 17 years old.
Right.
I mean, she has a life, friends, a phone, and I'm available.
I can definitely understand that. I can definitely understand that. Mrs. Scott, let's not be petty.
Boom. Retired military. That explains a lot. Mr. Scott has likely spent decades in highly structured environments, possibly deployed overseas, working long hours and missing birthdays and holidays, all in the name of service. Now that he's back, probably trying to adjust to a normal civilian life.
Don't do that. There is no reason to come to court and divorce this man, place him on child support, especially if you say he's a provider. He seems like he's a good man, retired military. He takes care of you, obviously. You look beautiful. So I don't think this is the right route that you need to go. Most people that come in this court get put on child support because they either deserve to be put on it or they were doing something they didn't have any business doing when it comes down to not taking care of their kids. So I just wouldn't want to put this man on child support just because.
His wife suddenly wants more excitement. This moment hits hard because it's no longer just about child support. It's about what happens when the mission ends and real life begins again. Is this truly a case of emotional neglect? Or is it the painful result of a difficult transition from military duty to family life, one that neither spouse was fully prepared for?
I really don't feel like I'm in my feelings because it's important in a relationship for there to be wonderful things happening. We have to find ways to keep our relationship healthy and strong and moving forward. We can't just stand still
Now I
and
feel
be
like a
stagnant. I mean, he's got to come up, he's got to do more.
This moment right here is pure gold. From Judge Vonda, a sharp reminder to everyone watching that court isn't your personal emotional diary. It's not the place to unload grievances just because the romance has faded or your partner won't spend evenings watching Netflix with you. If there's no abuse, no neglect, and no real harm,
Mr. Scott, can you assure Mrs. Scott that you're going to do more so you do not have to come in this courtroom and be placed on child support for a 17-year-old child?
I think her concern is it cannot solely be a burden for me. We have to work together.
I agree. I agree.
Yes.
You like that? I like that. That touched my heart.
then bringing someone into court starts to look more like payback than a pursuit of justice. But it also raises a powerful question. At what point does emotional unhappiness in a relationship cross over into something the legal system should address? That line is hazy, but Judge Vonda isn't afraid to define it clearly and decisively, drawing it with bold conviction for everyone to see.
Okay, and he loves you too. So, can I go ahead and dismiss this case and put people on child support that need to be on here?
Yes.
Thank you. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There it is. The real truth finally slips out. Mrs. Scott still loves her husband. And when Mr. Scott quietly says, "We must work together," even Judge Vonda's heart softens. This case turns out to be much more than a fight over child support. It's the story of a couple in crisis, turning to the courtroom as a last resort when what they really needed was connection, not conflict. In a rare twist, the courtroom becomes a space for reconciliation instead of revenge. How often do you see that in family court? What just unfolded in the Scott case was a glimpse into a marriage worn down by emotional neglect. A husband just trying to adjust to post-military life.
I just want to go over what you saw in the Scott case. The Scott case was very cute, but it also had some petty elements to it, right? So wife was mad at her husband. He wasn't spending any time with her. He wasn't spending any time with their 17-year-old daughter. She said she had grown bored of their relationship. Well, you also saw...
And a courtroom that, for a moment, became more like a therapy session than a legal battleground. Judge Vonda made one thing crystal clear. Feelings aren't facts, and court isn't the place for emotional breakups without a solid legal foundation. In the end, the case was dismissed. No child support, no divorce, just a much-needed wake-up call for a couple caught in the rut of routine. So what do you think? Was Mrs. Scott out of line, or did she have a point about needing more from her marriage? If you found this case as real and raw as we did, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Truth Court for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns every week.
all that they made up, right? It's never going to be a good basis, guys, to come to court because you are in your feelings. It's very petty, and quite frankly, court is not the place for it. you really want to come to court based on good grounds, you know, one parent is not supporting the children like they're supposed to, or, you know, anything along those lines. But just remember, don't